All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different, breaking down a highly specific, highly lethal playbook. We're going to dive into the ultimate four-phase tactical strategy to take down a true Battle Royale legend. Now, if you spent any time on the battlegrounds, you already know the name. But as we all know, knowing a player's reputation and actually knowing how to systematically dismantle them on the map, yeah, those are two very different things.
So I want you to think about this for a second. How exactly do you eliminate a legend? When you're matched against someone whose reaction time and raw aim seem almost superhuman, what's your approach? Are you just relying on luck? Because let me tell you, luck runs out fast. Taking down a high-value target requires way more than just decent aim. It takes a high-stakes, mission briefing level of focus and a flawless execution of strategy. Basically, you need a script.
And here is our master dossier for today's strategy. We'll start with the target, GodL Jonathan. Then, Phase 1, Gear and Recon. Moving on to Phase 2, the Visual Advantage. Next is Phase 3, Denying the Duel. And we'll wrap it all up with Phase 4, Crossfire and Finish.
To help visualize this, let's just quickly map out the 20-minute match script chronologically, because you need to know exactly when each phase executes. The first 5 minutes, that's all drop and spot. From minute 5 to 12, we shift to mid-game positioning. Hitting minute 12, the tension really rises for the tactical engagement, which sets us up for the final elimination window between minutes 17 and 20. Let's get to work.
All right. Section 1. The target, GodL_Jonathan. Let's analyze the threat.
Moving right into Section 2, Phase 1, Gear and Recon, which covers minutes 0 to 5.
Okay, so the clock starts the absolute second you jump out of that plane. You literally cannot approach a fight of this magnitude underlooted. It's a strict execution checklist for the hot drop. Step 1, you are landing at high-tier loot zones, specifically Pochinki or the school apartments. Step 2, you have got to secure level 2 or level 3 gear. A basic vest just won't cut it here. You also need standard, reliable ARs. Prioritize the M416 or the AKM for sure, and you absolutely must stock up on full utility. We're talking frags, smokes, Molotovs, the whole shebang. Step 3 is where the mental game kicks in, scanning the kill feed. Which brings us to the recon part of Phase 1. You need to watch that kill feed like a hawk. The exact moment you see GodL_Jonathan knocking players with his signature M416 or a UMP45, your team has to react immediately. You use those feed notifications, combined with the directional audio of the gunfire, to pin his general location. The hunt has officially begun, and you now have a real bearing on your target.
This leads us perfectly into Section 3, Phase 2, the Visual Advantage. This is your 5 to 12-minute mark.
So now we're shifting from basic recon to actively gatekeeping the central safe zone. You know roughly where he is, right? Now you have to dictate where he goes. Your primary objective is to predict Godlike's rotation route. They're almost certainly going to be moving in a vehicle, typically a Dacia or a UAZ, pushing hard toward that central safe zone. Remember, you aren't chasing them, you're anticipating them. It's like a giant game of chess. The goal is to intercept their rotation before they can establish a comfortable foothold inside the new circle.
Now, to pull that off successfully, positioning is everything. Do not get caught in a weak posture out in the open without visual dominance. It's a rookie mistake. You must hold a strong posture on high ground. Secure a crest, a ridgeline, or a two-story house compound that offers really solid cover. You need that visual advantage locked in before the first shot is even fired. Because if you're caught in the open against this squad, the operation is over.
Moving into Section 4, Phase 3, Denying the Duel, covering 12 to 17 minutes.
Okay, the pacing speeds up dramatically right here as we enter tactical engagement. You've got the gear, you've got the position, and the target is rotating right into your sector. But before you even think about engaging, we have to define his boss mechanic, the close-range crouch jiggle. It is a crazy lethal mechanical movement he utilizes to completely dominate 1v1 engagements. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Do not take a dry duel. If you try to fight him on his terms, in a straight-up gunfight relying purely on your own strafing, his crouch jiggle mechanics will absolutely win out. We have to deny him that opportunity completely.
So how do you deny him that duel? By avoiding fatal errors. Peak wearing without utility, just continuously sticking your head out from cover, is a literal death sentence against a player with his reaction time. Instead, you've got to assert tactical superiority through utility bombardment. Instead of risking your head, you force him out into an open angle.
Let's detail exactly what that utility bombardment tactic looks like in practice. Remember all those grenades we prioritized way back in Phase 1? Yeah, now is the time to unleash them. Cook your frag grenades perfectly so they detonate right on impact. Throw Molotovs directly behind his cover. Honestly, your goal isn't even necessarily to get an instant kill with the utility, though, hey, that's nice if it happens. The real objective is to drain his health and force him to move out of his safe space. You are neutralizing his mechanical advantage by making his cover completely unplayable.
All right, final stretch, Section 5. Phase 4, crossfire and finish, from 17 to 20 minutes.
At this point, the target is flushed from cover, he's weakened, and he's agitated. This is where precision and rapid, flawless team coordination mean absolutely everything. You need to set the trap by coordinating a deadly crossfire. This is a two-man job for sure. You set up a scenario where one teammate purposefully draws his attention and is pre-fire, and while the target is entirely focused on suppressing your teammate, you are holding a distinct, separate crossfire angle, completely off his screen.
Once that trap is set, here are the exact rapid-fire steps required for the execution. You wait for him to re-peek to push your teammate. The nanosecond he exposes himself, you unleash burst fire aimed squarely at his head. This is where you utilize those high-damage weapons we talked about earlier, the AKM, the M762, or even a Groza if you were lucky enough to secure a drop. You have to put out maximum damage in a fraction of a second.
And the crucial number to remember here is 0. You have exactly 0 seconds to hesitate. None. The moment he re-peaks, you must pull the trigger. If you delay or if you miss your initial burst, his elite hip-fire mechanics will instantly lock onto you, and literally, the entire 20-minute setup will just fall apart. Precision and immediate action are your only guarantees of survival here.
And there you have it, folks. A comprehensive 4-phase tactical framework to completely dismantle one of the most mechanically gifted players in the game. We've gone through the drop strategy, the mid-game rotations, the utility engagement, and that crucial final crossfire setup. The blueprint is now officially yours. So, I'll leave you with this final thought as you load into your next match. Now that you know exactly how to hunt a legend, who is your next target?